Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is your number one online political channel. This man called Fred Okengo Matiang'I. Today, when he was on a church service in probably Tika, he has actually proved that he is the man that many Kenyans must look up to. Because if you listen to this man keenly, you can genuinely say that this man is actually a leader. He's not a choker, because he is ready to offer the Kenyans solutions to their problems. Because today he spoke about the demonstrations which actually happened on 25th this week. And he said clearly that the nation is not in good records. The nation is burning up, probably because of bad leadership. And Fred Okengo Matiang'I, being a person who gives solutions, he has said clearly that we really don't need to blame each other of what is actually happening to our nation. But we need to come together and actually try to share how we can take this country forward. And that is why he has said that for him, he does not want to politic, because what he believes in is actually making Kenya to be a better place to live in. Please, I could like you to listen to the speech which Fred Okengo Matiang'I made today, and then you can analyze from that speech the leadership style of Fred Okengo Matiang'I. Please listen to this.
And they carry the burden, sometimes the pleasurable burden of leadership with dignity and grace, and stand out for the country now. So mimi kwa maoni yangu, that's why you have noticed I'm not focusing so much on talking about siasa and stuff like that. I mean, which siasa are you talking about? 19 people dead. That's what the Kenya Human Rights Commission says. There's so many injured, businesses destroyed. If you look at the looting that was done around, I wonder, finally, let me say this, and I'm saying this with absolute sincerity. I have been moving around, talking to people. I go to, meet people. Look here, I am in charge here today, sitting with these leaders. The level of bitterness and anger down below in the country is unprecedented. I have not seen that before. Now, to imagine that there's nothing wrong and carry on as if it's business as usual, honestly, you have to be a very strange person. We are asking our brothers and sisters, and then, as I said, this is a patriotic moment. This is a time for the country. And what is being called upon now, it's also a leadership moment. Let's stand up and do the right thing for our country. And it cannot be based on excuses, some of them lovable. That, I don't know who, I saw them on the TV, they're dropping money. So when you saw them dropping money, why didn't you arrest them? Because, when leaders tell us these things, and I've said this several times before, I mean, as a minister, if I was a cabinet minister myself, as a minister, I would never make allegations. Sasa niwaambie nyinyi wananchi mfanye nini? Hamuna pingu, hamuna polisi, hamwezi kukamata mtu. Sasa nikuje kulia huko kwa wananchi, mfanye nini nyinyi wananchi? Yule ako na madaraka wa kufanya hiyo kazi, hawezi kuja aseme ni wale ama ni huyu. If you have evidence huyo mtu ako na maneno, onyesha watu hii evidence ndio hii, huyu amefanya makosa haya na hatutaki mtu akufanya makosa kama haya. Sasa sio wakati wa kulaumiana tafadhali. Sasa tuende kwa kazi. And these leaders wajue kwamba all of us, the citizens they lead, sisi tunataka kuwa support wakitafuta solutions kwa nchi yetu. Wacha sasa tuache hii maneno ya kuongea eti nini siasa nini. Elections are 26 or 25 months away. We can now spend all our time on that and the country is burning. So that is my view, and that's what I think needs to happen. Let us put all our energy now on the solutions to our country. We need a stable country, we need a progressive country, we need a country that works together, and we need a country where we can live together. Let's stop this business of now starting to drag excuses. Is one community, it came from where? Which community? I mean, we are all a community of suffering people. It's one community. We are not fine. This cycle of violence and disagreement and protest really has to come to an end. What our people and our young people particularly are seeking is that they are listened to. And our leaders, particularly our leaders in government, who are the ones who have consequential convening power, are the only ones who can put people together in the manner in which even civic leaders are suggesting, so that we can focus on the solutions to the challenges and the problems that we are dealing with. But it cannot be that, you know, when something happens like happened last Wednesday, we now begin saying things that are very interesting. Honestly speaking, it's so difficult to even try to repeat some of the things I'm hearing. How can you say, now we are talking about one community, or saying, you know, the people who are on the streets came from Murang'a and Nyeri, and then they went all the way to Kericho and Kisii and Kakamega and Mombasa. So there was no one in Murang'a and Nyeri that day. Everyone left Murang'a and Nyeri, went to Busia and Kisumu. Honestly, Narok, we are, you know, that is worse than a joke, honestly. When you are talking about the grave nature of the challenges that we are dealing with, how can we trivialize such a serious national crisis and then subject it to, you know, hilarious jokes like those? Let's be serious. And personally, I associate myself with the remarks and the position that has been taken by the religious leaders in this country, private sector groups that are saying the same thing as we are saying, namely that our country is headed the wrong direction. And this is not rocket science. You don't need a PhD from Harvard to know we are headed the wrong direction. You can see it. It's written all over the place. And in saying so, we are saying this is a patriotic moment. It's a moment for all of us to cross ranks. Wacha tuweke kando hata hiyo mambo ingine yote, siasa nini. We're talking about uchaguzi is 25 or 26 months away. Our country must survive first, and we must be a stable nation before we get there. So let us not even stop talking about those businesses, about elections and stuff like that. Focus on the stability of the country, the welfare of our children. Tuongeze sisi wote pamoja. I don't understand why this is it's so difficult. And then when a problem has happened, you know, accepting that we have a challenge does not make you less important, does not take away the power of your office, does not make you a small person. You know, we are human beings. You can actually make mistakes, and then things can go wrong. And if they have gone wrong, the right thing to do is to step forward and say, hey, good people, we think something is not going the right way. Can we now speak? I mean, the Bible is the most quoted text, even by our leaders in government. That same Bible says, come now, let us reason together. It's time for reasoning together for the purpose of ensuring that our country is going the right direction.
After listening to that, clearly you can note that Fred Okengo Matiang'I is actually a man who is ready to give solutions to the problems facing this country. He is not a man who is there to blame others about what is happening, but is a person who has evaluated this nation, and clearly he wants to give a solution to the Kenyans' problems. And that is why he doesn't want to be caught in a blame game or politicking for his own political gain. But he's a man who is seeing the nation is burning. And for him, he does not want to look at what happened at 25th with actually a single eye. Because he has said that what happened on 25th, it was not about one community. It was about the Kenyans who are suffering. It was about the Kenyans who feel that Kenya is heading to the wrong direction. And he has put it clearly to the nation that we need to listen to our youths. They have something. They don't want to take up leadership from us, meaning those who are on power, but they want those who are on power to contribute positively to the well-being of the nation. The only thing that the Gen Z or the young people need is that they should be listened to, because they feel Kenya is headed into a wrong direction. And because they feel that Kenya is headed to a wrong direction, that is why they feel that we need to evaluate what actually we are doing to the nation. And after doing that evaluation, we need to sit down and probably say which is the way forward to make Kenya a better place to live in. And that is why I've looked at this man who is called Fred Okengo Matiang'I. And I believe he is not meant to politic, but he is a solution giver. And because he's a solution giver and he is actually a leader, he can make this country to be a better place to live in. And that is why he has said for him, he is not in a blame game, but he is interested in giving solutions to our problems. And he has said clearly that we do not need to waste 2 years, because wasting 2 years is actually bad for the country, because we have 2 years from now to 2027. And therefore, if we politic so much, we could waste this precious time for the country. So what we need, we must sit down and we must look into our problems and we must come up with solutions before we reach 2027, when various political leaders must actually seek for political position. What do you have to say about the politics of Fred Okengo Matiang'I? Do you believe that Fred Okengo Matiang'I is the leader that the Kenyans are yearning for? Do you think if this man is given support, he will make a great leader? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always smash the bell button, because by doing that, you will give YouTube permission so that you can get notified whenever we upload any political content. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you, because you always give us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.